Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, boxing became popular because of the support of the fans, of the people. So make sure that the fans will satisfy in every fight that you have.
The best fighter of probably was Manny Pacquiao because of his movement.
Joe Rogan has urged Manny Pacquiao to accept the fight contract with Floyd Mayweather, expressing his disappointment over how big boxing matchups are often delayed. Rogan pointed out that great fights rarely happen when both fighters are in their prime. He specifically criticized the timing of the Pacquiao vs. Mayweather bout, saying it occurred too late, after both legends had passed their peak, ultimately depriving fans of the epic showdown they truly deserve.
Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They fought too late. I mean, if that fight could have been arranged by Riyadh Season, they probably would have caught them both in their prime, and it would have been chaos.
Yeah, Manny was done before that ever started.
And he also had a blown shoulder going into the fight.
Yeah.
He needed shoulder surgery before the fight even started.
Floyd Mayweather maintains that his return to the spotlight through exhibition matches isn't driven by financial pressure, but purely by personal choice. He asserts that he's already accomplished everything he set out to achieve in professional boxing, and now steps into the ring simply for the thrill of competition and showmanship. According to Mayweather, these exhibitions are less about chasing paychecks and more about entertaining fans and keeping his legacy alive. In contrast, Mayweather has cast doubt on Manny Pacquiao's motivation for returning to the sport. He implies that Pacquiao's comeback is financially driven, questioning why someone of his age and status would willingly return to the brutal demands of competitive boxing, unless a substantial payout was involved. Despite his skepticism, Mayweather openly acknowledges that a second fight between him and Pacquiao would be a massive financial event, likely to capture global attention.
And it's not bashing any fighter when I talk like this. Not bashing any fighter.
Floyd, you mentioned...
Hold on.
Sorry.
When I come and do an exhibition or come out and box and have some fun, I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it. Whereas Pacquiao, at his age, which is sad that he has to fight. You know, I'm financially set, and I want to let everybody know this. You're gonna hear so many different stories. Oh, Floyd have to do this. No, I'm well off. Every property that I have is paid for. My jet is paid for. All my cars is paid for. I own billion dollar buildings. I own so much property, and I'm steady investing in different things. I'm investing in the tech world. I made a lot of smart investments. So I didn't do it by myself. I want to thank my team, and as well as Leonard, a guy who's been loyal to me.
Joe Rogan has often spoken with admiration about Floyd Mayweather's ability to remain physically disciplined and financially independent, even as he grows older. He highlights how rare it is for athletes to maintain both their athletic performance and financial empire this late into their careers. Mayweather's commitment to regular training and his carefully calculated lifestyle choices have placed him in a league of his own among retired sports figures.
Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, you know, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still freaks everybody out. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas and be partying. It would look like a party, he's drinking water. And then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. And the dude was always trained.
Their 2015 bout left many fans underwhelmed, especially after it was revealed that Manny Pacquiao had entered the ring with a shoulder injury. Despite that setback, Pacquiao's career accomplishments continue to overshadow most fighters in boxing history. He remains the only boxer to win world titles in 8 different weight divisions, a record that still stands today. This extraordinary feat highlights his unmatched ability to adapt, compete, and conquer across weight classes and against all types of opponents. Injury or not, Pacquiao's legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time remains firmly intact.
The best fighter of our party was Manny Pacquiao because of his movement.
But you made it look easy.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he made.
Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather's first fight left some fans disappointed, especially after it was revealed that Pacquiao had undergone shoulder surgery beforehand. Although Mayweather won that bout, many still regard Pacquiao as the greatest of all time. His unparalleled achievement of winning world titles in 8 different weight divisions is not only historic, It's a feat so rare that it's considered nearly impossible for anyone else to replicate.
So is Floyd Mayweather greater than Manny Pacquiao? I always get this question. If you know me, you know my answer. Floyd is not greater than Pacquiao, and Pacquiao has him beat by a really good margin in my opinion. Let's talk about it. If your argument is Floyd beat Pacquiao, throw it out the window. Every single boxer in history has lost damn near. That's like saying Buster Douglas is greater than Mike Tyson. If your argument is Manny lost in his career and Floyd didn't, I would disagree with that type of logic, but if that's the case, you got to put all the undefeated fighters at the top. Bud, Inoue, Usyk, Kazagi, all those guys should be in your top 5. I like Floyd. I like Floyd a little bit more than Manny. I'm not going to lie. Manny's a bit chaotic at times. I don't like that. I like sweet, smooth looking boxing. But let's speak objectively here. If we're talking about in terms of career, whose career will be more harder to replicate? Is going to be Manny Pacquiao, and it's by a really good margin. Now, Floyd's most impressive feats, you look at him, he's a 5 division champion. He's beaten 23 world champions. He's been in how many title fights? You know, Floyd has an amazing career. And I'm not saying that it can be done. It probably will never be done again, but I could see somebody doing that before they do what Manny did. And that's why I have Manny as the greatest boxer of all time, just not based off ability. When you look at the guys that Manny beat, the reason why he got the 2000s Fighter of the Decade over Floyd Mayweather, the reason why he got Fighter of the Year 3 years in a row, almost 4 years in a row. Yes, Manny lost. Manny fought more world champions than Floyd, though. We don't speak on that. Then you get into the 8 weight division. These are only the 8 he won titles in. Manny Pacquiao fought through, I want to say, 10 or 11 different weight divisions. If you want to speak on the lineal titles, I want to say he holds the most lineals of all time with like 5 or 6. Youngest lineal flyweight, oldest welterweight champion. It's insane that the youngest lineal fly is also the oldest welterweight champion. I like Floyd. Floyd's my number 2 all time. This isn't a diss to Floyd, but Manny, I believe objectively, is the greatest fighter above Ali, above Floyd, above Duran, above Leonard, above everybody. I think he has a career that is absolutely impossible to replicate. When Floyd was picking on guys like Andre Berto and Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao beat the undefeated young active champion and Keith Thurman to join the pound for pound at 40 years of age while being a senator. He's the greatest boxer of all time.